Went to the hospital and my HbA1c was 5.8 and they said it's not diabetes. But online, some say yes and some say no. Who should I trust? Okay, greetings to Mr. Huynton from Ford. To answer your question, we need to address 2 points. Point 1, does an HbA1c of 5.8 indicate diabetes? And point 2, who should you trust for medical advice? Point 1, does an HbA1c of 5.8 indicate diabetes? HbA1c is a special form of hemoglobin, formed by the combination of glucose and hemoglobin, HEM. HbA1c is found in red blood cells, with the task of transporting glucose and oxygen to different parts of the body. The formation of HbA1c occurs slowly at a rate of 0.05% per day and remains throughout the 120-day lifespan of red blood cells, with changes first noticeable after 4 weeks. Therefore, HbA1c reflects your blood glucose level over the past 3 months. To know whether you have diabetes, we must refer to the latest diagnostic criteria for diabetes from the American Diabetes Association, ADA, updated in 2023, which is used globally. A patient is diagnosed with diabetes if one of the following 4 criteria is met. Fasting plasma glucose to 126 mg DL, 7 millimole liter. Fasting is defined as no caloric intake for at least 8 hours. Plasma glucose after 2 hours in an oral glucose tolerance test, 200 mg to 11.1 milliliter per liter. HbA1c, 6.5%, 48 millimole. Note, the test must be performed in a certified laboratory that meets the required standards. In patients with classic symptoms of hyperglycemia or very high blood glucose, a random plasma glucose score 200 mg per dL, 11.1 millimolar. So according to these criteria, your blood sugar level of 5.8 does not qualify as diabetes, and the doctors at the hospital gave you the correct advice. However, one note is that the American Diabetes Association only accepts HbA1c testing from laboratories that meet very stringent standards. Only a few laboratories in Vietnam meet these criteria, so applying a single HbA1c result may not give a complete picture. I recommend that you visit a hospital to get additional fasting and random blood glucose tests in combination with the HbA1c test for a more accurate assessment. Point 2. Who should you trust for medical advice? To explain the issue of trust, whether it's advice from the internet, doctors, a street vendor, an actor, or someone guaranteeing 100% treatment success, you need to understand that modern medicine is built on evidence. Doctors study hundreds and thousands of patients, and after many studies, they develop diagnostic and treatment protocols. Here's a pyramid showing the levels of trustworthiness in medical advice. At the bottom, you will see expert opinions. Background information, expert opinion, is the lowest level of evidence. It may be useful in some cases, but can be influenced by personal beliefs, opinions, and even politics. Above that are recommendations that have been compiled through research involving countless patients. At the top, the most trustworthy evidence is systematic reviews or comprehensive overviews. These protocols and updates from leading scientific organizations around the world are considered the strongest and highest quality evidence. To make it clearer, let's take the Vietnamese Society of Cardiology as an example. Do you know who is involved there? There are experts like Professor Dr. Huyen Van Minh, Professor Dr. Nguyen Lan Viet, ASIS, Professor Dr. Pham Nguyen Son, along with thousands of other top physicians. They spend years researching, discussing, and agreeing on recommendations for you. If you don't trust their advice and instead believe in the advice of a street vendor, singer, actor, or someone with traditional family experience guaranteeing 100% success, you're placing your trust in the wrong sources. Remember, expert opinions are trustworthy, but at the lowest level, so if I give you advice based on my personal opinion, don't trust it entirely. Yet, many people place complete trust in non-experts like vendors, singers, actors, or online personalities, even though they aren't experts. If you find this useful, please subscribe. Wishing everyone good health.